Catholic Central against Lisbon, with a projection of the Crusaders in Lisbon maybe playing at... Did you mention the all-time series numbers for these two squads?
No.
16-5-1, the Crusaders lead in the series, which dates back to 1937 when Toronto knocked Central off 32-6. And they played for a number of years and finished in 79, renewed the series in 92, and Crusaders 29-20, 27-8, and 29-6 last year. Toronto, or Crusaders winning the toss, have elected to defer, and they are going to tee it up. Looks like David Tuttle putting on his big shoe for the big man. And deep for the Red Knights will be Swearingen and Walker, and it's a line driver taken by one of the upbacks at the 20-yard line. Decent return over the 30 to the 32-yard line. I think it was
Marcus Hale.
45, Marcus Hale, and he did a good job of fielding that short floating kickoff. Very cool down there to see the offensive lineman and inside linebacker, Tony, injured last week, being held out of this football game. Three wide receivers, handoff inside. That's Mike Swearingen, the 150-pound sophomore. He bucks over left guard and gets it out to the 34-yard line. Dave Tuttle on the stop. Excuse me, Jack.
They're talking to Bobby Morris each week, guys, that he'll probably get to come out for next year, so he should have a pretty good nucleus.
Twins right, wide receiver left, the backs are split. Petrus, little counter play. Walker left side, grabbed immediately by Jason Golick, 230-pound junior defensive tackle. It'll be 3rd down and 9 at the 34. Well, they spot him at the 35. Let's make it 3rd and 8, so 2 running plays have netted 2 yards. Petrus, I think he could be a guy that will fill out, and he's certainly getting a heck of a lot of experience here as a freshman starting quarterback. 3 wide receivers again. Petrus under pressure. He's being hit and he's being sacked. Coming through and making a defensive play, inside linebacker Joe Bracone, the 200-pound senior, on a blitz, and Petrus not able to get away from him, and Toronto will punt on their first possession after a sack of 10 yards.
Yeah, you want to come out right away, make a statement, put points on the board, put some distance.
Fisher will punt. High floating punt, and Marook signals fair catch at the Crusader 48-yard line, so no return on the punt, which covered 20.
Get to the playoffs with like 9-1.
9-1.
And this year they haven't won a game yet.
What a difference a year makes. Crusaders with a double tight end. Split backs, single wide receiver is Lawyer. Claus, little trap play. Bracone across midfield, dives down to the Red Knight 47-yard line before he stopped by Yoakum, helped out by Swearingen. Yoakum, the defensive tackle, 220, a junior. Swearingen, the linebacker, 150, a sophomore.
Josh Bracone coming in, averaging 4.2 yards a carry, 339 yards. Second on the squad of Jason Geary.
Give him 5, call it 2nd and 5. This time pro set for Claus. Up, almost motion, no flag. There goes Marook in motion. Claus, two-step drop, looking, now the flag, drills it out into the flat, completed to his favorite receiver, Danny Lewis. He's bumped out of bounds inside the Red Knight 40 at the 37, but that flag's going to be illegal procedure on the offense. And it will, red helmets. Crusaders have the blue and gold, the blue pants, the gold jerseys.
Yeah, for so many years.
Excuse me, the gold pants and the blue jersey.
So many years, the Toronto football team has been the one that's been talked about. You've had great players come there through the years, and eventually I think Bobby Morris will get that program turned around.
Run a little 5-4 defense. Looks like they're playing the run. 2nd and 10. Fullback up the gut, and he goes nowhere. Brandon Ice is pounded immediately to the turf. Leading the charge for the Red Knights was Justin Cernansky, the inside linebacker. For an inside backer, only 140 pounds, the junior, he put a good lick on, and that's a loss back to the 46, and it will be 3rd and 12. So a loss of 2, 3rd and long, Marook and Lewis, twin receivers right. Clark is tight at left end. Claus rolls right on play action. He's looking. He's going deep. Marook broke clear but couldn't get it overthrown at the 16-yard line as he had broken clear. And Claus put it there, but about 2 yards too deep. Coverage by Justin Walker. And
out there.
And it's got to be hard, believe me. They were slipping here last night. Every cutback, people went down. Good snap. Claus, low line drive spiral, bounces at the 25, gets a Crusader bounce inside the 20, and Lawyer will down it at the 16-yard line. 38-yard punt, no return, and Toronto starts.
I believe they only got about 19 or 20 people here tonight.
Well, let's count over on the bench. There aren't too many more that could field another team. Wide receivers, 2 right and 1 left. And one of the wideouts goes in motion. That's Fisher. Now reverses himself. Here comes a little draw play. Walker finds a little hole, tripped up by Joe Bracone, who stuck his left arm out. Otherwise, Justin Walker would have had a nifty gain. They mark him at the 20 for 4. Let's call it 2nd and 6.
Well, there's a flag down. They're going to call Toronto for illegal motion, so they'll back him up.
A good gain of 4. Knights penalized for their first time. They got 2 receivers, Elvis and Fisher right, and a single receiver, Stutler, to the left. Here comes Fisher in motion. Here comes a counter play to Walker, left side. He'll get maybe to the 15.
Walker carries on the counter.
Ice, one of the defenders there. 65, Dave Heck, also there. Make it 3rd down, or check it, 2nd down, and 13. As they wait for the play to come off the bench.
Averaging about 13, 14 yards a catch.
Twins right, single receiver left. Backs are split. Here comes the deep handoff. Here goes Justin Walker into the secondary to the 20-yard line. Walker running hard.
Picks up 6 yards, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and long for the Red Knights. But Justin Walker, 3 carries, 9 yards.
Justin Golick on the stop. A little bit. Hope his team doesn't make too many turnovers.
Yeah,
and get a big play here or there.
Yeah, the longer he stays in, the more confident they'll get.
Same formation. Twins right, single receiver left. There's a flip out in the flat. Oh, a dangerous pass. Had defensive outside linebacker Clark been looking. The pass intended for Swearingen. If Clark would have played the ball rather than the man, he could have had an interception and taken in for a touchdown.
But you got to decide what you want to do, because if you're Clark, you're looking at that big stick when that guy first catches the ball, to drill him and knock it out. And on the other hand, if you play the ball, you get the opportunity for the interception.
Swearingen could hold it because Clark was right on him, and it's 4th and 7, and for the second time in punt formation is Fisher. High snap, he leaps, he gets it, and he pops it up. It's a side-winding spinner, gets a Toronto bounce at midfield, and it will keep on rolling. I don't know if it went out of bounds. It didn't, and it'll be down by Justin Walker at the central 36-yard line. That was a reverse sparrow.
They blocked a field goal. That was Petrozzi, and Petrozzi almost got in there just now to block that one.
In fact, the way the punt went, I thought maybe he got a piece of it. Double tights for Central. Lawyer's a wing right. He'll go in motion to the left. Claus, deep handoff. Jason Gary on the blast play will just get back to the line of scrimmage, and on the first 2 possessions so far, The Red Knight defense has done an excellent job. Inside linebacker Hank Boca makes
Their chances are, and if anything, if Toronto, even though they come out with a loss, they'll gain some confidence and some momentum going into next year if they stick around long.
Twins right, backs are split. Petrozzi now at the left tight end in motion. Marouk, two-step drop. Claus, he and Lewis not on the same page. Lewis was running a post in. Claus threw it for a down and out. It is 3rd and 10.
Benji got pressure coming up through the middle. Probably had to get rid of the football a little sooner than what he anticipated, but we're
still looking for our initial first down. Neither team has gotten one yet, and this is our 4th possession. 3 wide receivers for Central. One of the wideouts. Gary goes in motion. Claus deep in the pocket. Now flips out to the right side. Fakes the pass. Will pull it under. He'll start running. He's at the 35. He's down at the 40, short of the first down. Making the defensive play was Justin Cernansky.
Chris Finley getting in there to get a leg, get an arm around Benji Claus to trip him up, and then finishing the tackle was the guy you mentioned. But Claus had some open field running, but a good open field tackle.
Back at his 25 is Justin Walker. Toronto with 9 up. Good snap. Claus sort of shanks it, but he gets an excellent roll inside the 30, inside the 25, and down at about the 22. Benji just didn't get it in the air.
38.
Probably went about 160 yards. I hit the top. It goes about 10. I did make a 48-foot birdie putt and pulled a Hell Irwin last Sunday. Petrus, deep handoff. Walker on the blast, nowhere. Left side, grabbed immediately. Dave Heck got him low. Tuttle got him high.
Walker will definitely find the going tough tonight as he picks up just a yard. And
2nd and 9 at the Toronto 23.
You mentioned no first downs.
They've got to take a shot, though, once in a while for the ball. I don't know what Petrus's range is throwing the ball. This time they're just in a pro set. Petrus, 3-step drop, quick out, incomplete.
Dangerous.
Intended for Clint Stutler. But excellent coverage by Danny Lewis, and we know well that Danny can intercept and take it away.
Well, you look out there with a quick out, and Danny Lewis is right on the receiver. When you see a play like that, you got to just throw the ball high and out of bounds.
Legal man downfield.
Legal man downfield.
Now they'll take the penalty.
Back at the 18. Toronto penalized now for the 2nd time, 10 yards, and make it 2nd and 14. Twins left, back split. Petrus back, quick out, incomplete. I think that was Walker out of the backfield. He was, and Claus, along with the outside linebacker Clark, had double coverage. It'll be 3rd and 14 at the 18.
They got confidence in their short guys that come out of the backfield and the quick outs to catch and try and make a play after that. It doesn't look like Petrus has that strong of an arm that he's going to throw the ball 25, 30 yards down the field. Those clocks in the field of play so you can see.
Yeah, but that costs money, big boy.
Well, hey, you know.
Yeah.
They sell tickets to get in games, don't they?
There's a couple of guys running off the field. I doubt if Toronto had 10 men or 11 men on the field. In fact, I know they did, and there's a flag.
There's 10 guys out there.
Yeah, they did not have 11, that's for sure. I thought maybe they only ended up with 9. 3, 6, they had 10, like you said. Procedure on the offense. Well, it's 19 yards to go for a first down, and we have 3:04 to go in a scoreless first quarter.
First period score, college football, Minnesota 7, Ohio State nothing.
Oh, pro I. Petrus back. Going deep. He's got a man down there. He just overthrew his intended receiver, Mike Alvis, who was breaking free as he beat Danny Lewis. And had that pass been about 2 yards shorter, Alvis would have been in stride and a possible long bomb. It'll be 4th and 19. Fisher, who's punted twice for a 35.5-yard average, will be kicking for the 3rd time. Good snap. Oh, it's partially blocked. I think it was David Tuttle. It's up in the air. The ball's bouncing around. Nobody wants to grab it, and then a Crusader falls on it at the 19-yard line.
Tuttle got it.
David Tuttle in, and I tell you the reason why Fisher had it blocked was because he angled to the right side where Tuttle was coming from. Tuttle's left at the angle straight ahead, or he doesn't angle, he's able to get it away.
third straight game that they've been able to get to a kick, and Tuttle coming in from that left side, and Fisher, as you mentioned, going right, but the snap was high, which threw everything out of whack in the first place, and then Fisher just hit it right into Tuttle's hand.
I don't know if we'll call it a 6-yard punt or not, but Central has it 1st and 10 at the Red Knight 19. Here's an eye backfield. Here's the toss to Josh Burcone. Burcone will get down to the 15 and make it 2nd down and 6 as he's grabbed by Cernansky, and Justin Cernansky has been in on many a play this evening. Brian Vukovic, the nose guard, also helped him out. But Justin has done an excellent job from his linebacker position.
I tell you, for as long as I can remember, back when I was in high school, and even before that, there's always been a Cernansky player in the Toronto.
That's probably Michael's son, I'm guessing. Michael, an excellent athlete and a teacher in the Toronto system. I backfield, double tight end. Maruk, the only wide receiver, he's right. Here comes Ice, the fullback, and Ice will scurry down to almost the 10-yard line. It'll be close, but short of the first down. Bottom of the stack was at 58. It was Huck Finley, that's right. We'll call it 3rd and a yard at the 10. Double tights again. High backfield. Deep handoff. Burcone has a first down. Burcone to the 5. 1st and goal, Crusaders, as they net their first down of the game. In fact, the first down by either team comes at the 1:19 mark of the first quarter, where we're scoreless, but Central knocking on the door.
Josh Burcone, 3 carries, 14 yards. 21 yards for the Crusaders on 7 carries.
That's a little 3-point average. Petrozzi comes in, replacing Clark at the tight end. Central probably will go with the bone. And they do, with Lewis and Petrozzi at the tight end. And here comes a counter play, and there goes Burcone left side, but the Red Knight defense was not fooled on that counter play. I think that's the first time I've seen that play used out of the wishbone. They just normally go power. That time he faked one guy and gave it to the other guy. No gain, 2nd and goal at the 5. Make tight end duo of Lewis and Clark.
On the 5-yard line.
It'll be 82 at one tight end and 85 at the other tight end.
They're off to a good start tonight. Huck Finley and Lewis and Clark.
Wishbone backfield again. Claus gives his back the sign, and that's delay. One of the backs did not know to count, and in doing so, the flag comes out from the back judge, and now it will be 2nd and goal at the 10-yard line.
And it looks like they'll change the play, but just 10 seconds left to go in the first period, and we're scoreless, and the Crusaders knocking on the door at the 10-yard line.
After the partially blocked punt, we'll have to check with John Henrietto and see if that would be classified as a punt of about 6 or 7 yards, although that ball popped up in the air and Petrozzi tried to grab it. Now the Crusaders break the bone and go pro-I. Claus runs the option for the first time, but he's down. He only got to the 9 or 8, and the Red Knight defense doing a superb job. Excellent play that time. As the first quarter comes to an end, Chris Finley, the defensive end, doing a superb job. When we return, Jags will have the second quarter for you. We're scoreless at the end of 1.
3rd and goal for the Crusaders at the 8-yard line as we start the second period, and Benji Claus rolling left, looking the pass. Claus turning the corner, 10 stops, throws, fires, caught.
Did he hold it down? Yes, he did. I think it was Danny Lewis.
Benji Claus completes an 8-yard touchdown pass to Danny Lewis, and the Crusaders draw first blood, 6-0. He was standing there in the end zone, and Benji fired it in there, and then Danny Lewis caught it, went to the turf, and had to wait for a second, but they gave him a touchdown, 6-0.
I want to tell you what, Claus did really well there, Jack. I wasn't sure if it was a run play. He really sold the run on that play, and when the defense came up, he stopped and drilled.
Claus will attempt the extra point. Petrozzi will hold. Snaps high, placement down, the kick is up, and the kick is going to be good. 11:53 left to go, first half. Crusaders 7, Red Knights nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Wayne Jones.
That Bishop Brady game has dropped to 45% after that.
But that's not bad, because look at his touchdown to interception ratio. It's excellent.
Tuttle will kick off. And this kick is high and deep. It'll come down to Walker at the 10, bounces off his hand, picks it up at the 8. Walker out over the 10, 15-yard line. It'll be smothered at about the 18.
Walker returns.
Justin Walker trying to make the over-the-shoulder catch as it bounces off his hands, and the Red Knights will take over 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line.
7-0 Crusaders, early second quarter. As really, when you look at it, neither team doing much on offense. Got Crusaders with 31 yards in the first quarter. I got Toronto with 1. How do you stand with Toronto? 1.
So the Red Knights will have it 1st and 10. Twins right side, single receiver on the left. Walker and Swearingen in the backfield. Peters back to pass, looking left, stepping up. He's going to be sacked, balls loose, and Peters falls on it at the 15-yard line.
As often happens, the ball bounced right back into Robbie's hands, and he's getting up slowly. But I'll tell you what, that's a coverage sack because Peters had all night to throw the football, but he just didn't have anybody open. And when he was getting ready to fire, somebody belted him from behind.
I think it was number 77, and that, of course, is Jason Golick.
Second sack. There, a loss of 3.
2nd and 13 for the Red Knights. The ball back on the 15-yard line. 10:55 opening half. Crusaders on top, 7-0.
Doesn't that popcorn smell good?
We're going to get any of it?
No, I don't think so.
2nd and 15. Peters back to pass. Looking. Got him. Inside the 10-yard line at the 8-yard line. They'll lose 7 more. And Peters just can't see him coming around that bend. He's looking left the whole time, and Tuttle able to get around his defender and stick him down. They'll mark him at the 9.
Loftus will finish 1. Lisbon will finish 2. The Crusaders with a victory would finish 3, and Crooksville will finish 4 in their division.
3rd and 20, handoff to Swearingen as he comes through, and he'll be pulled down at about the 12. So he'll pick up 3, and that'll bring up 4th down for the Red Knights.
Get serious, big boy. Lisbon has had some pretty good athletes over the years. I worked up in that area for 5 years. That's not too far from Liverpool.
Snap to Fisher. He gets the kick away this time.
Beauty.
It's a good kick. Claus will take it at the 44. Coming left, trying to get the ball. Got a block, 35. Down the sideline, 30, 20. One man to beat, knocked out of bounds. Claus will be knocked out at about the 16-yard line.
The wall was there, and the block he needed came from Paul Marouk, his mate back there, and he cleared the way and sent it with an excellent setup of the punt return.
30.
28-yard return.
1st and 10. Boyer will line up on the right side. Lewis lining up the tight end on the right side. Claus will pitch back to Geary, going right, now cutting back in at the 15-yard line, knocked out at about the 13.
Second straight possession that the Crusaders have started inside the Red Knight 20-yard line. And I'll tell you what, Toronto's defense has done an excellent job here of shutting down the Crusader offense.
Flag down. It's going to be holding against the Crusaders. That's going to back them up.
The original line of scrimmage was the 26-yard line, or excuse me, the 16. Gary got it down to the 13 where they'll march 10 off, so give him to the 14, give him 2, and then the 10-yard penalty will get it back to the 24.
Third penalty for the Crusaders for 20 yards. That'll bring up 1st down and 18. Line of scrimmage, the 24-yard line.
Let's see if Claus goes left here.
Lewis split left. They'll hand off to Ice. Ice looking, got a hole. Lights at the 20, trying to break inside. 15, 10, knocked down at the 8.
That's an excellent cut by Ice. The play was designed to go inside, Jags, and there was nothing there, so he busted it outside.
I like how he comes, and as he's going to meet that tackler, he wraps the football up and just drives right into him.
Yeah,
they'll mark him down at the 8, a pickup of 16 for Brandon Ice.
And that almost
It's going to be 2nd down and 2 for the Crusaders. They need to get just near the 5-yard line. Claus this time will hand off 1st man. Ice again, fights, breaks the tackle into the end zone, touchdown.
Brandon Ice is really a strong fellow, Jags, and I would hate to have to try to tackle that young fella because he tries to run over you at 195, a junior. I would like to weigh that fella. I'm not sure he's 195 because he is tall, too. He's a big dude. Downs and 2 first downs.
Snap, a little better this time. The placement, the kick is up, and this time the kick is going to be good. 7:59 left to go, first half. 14-0 Crusaders. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Hi, fans. Well, some news.
We only have to go short distances. Even you and I can make those.
A lot easier. Tuttle's kick is high, It'll come down to Walker at the 5. Walker back up over to 10, 15, 20-yard line. Bet by the Crusaders, drops it to 21.
Return to ball to about the 22.
Getting up from the bottom of the pile for the Crusaders, 87, Ben Tarr with the stop.
Inside your 20, it becomes increasingly difficult.
Special teams did the block punt, the punt return by Claus. 7:17 left to go. The Red Knights have the ball 1st and 10. They'll hand off to Swearingen. Bumps out of a tackle and then comes over to about the 23. Actually, that's Justin Walker.
About a yard.
Toronto's got to be able to run the football to give their young freshman quarterback an opportunity to throw the football.
Looks like it's Justin Walker, and it looks like
he's down, I think.
So while the play is stopped on the field, we'll take time out for this message from Physical.
I see an equal housing lender.
Well, the Red Knights have the ball 2nd and 9 now after the injury and then the Toronto timeout. They'll hand off to Swearingen. First man threw up over to 25, dropped at the 26-yard line. He'll pick up, what, 3-4 yards there?
He gets to the 27. Let's give him 4 and make it 3rd and 5. And Swearingen will probably get a lot of work if Walker's unable to return.
Yeah.
6:20 to go, second quarter. Crusaders up 14-0. They've had to drive only 35 yards to get 2 scores.
Twins left side, single back on the right, but then met up right up the middle of Swearingen. He's knocked down right at the line of scrimmage. So on 3rd down, he doesn't get anything. Getting in there for the Crusaders, it looks like it was 65, Dave Heck.
51, Burcone also helping out. So Toronto 5 possessions. Toronto will be punting for their 5th time. The Crusader defense, which won the football game last week, playing outstanding again this evening. No gain on that last play.
Marook and Claus are back for the Crusaders. Snapped to Fisher, took his eye off it, caught it, kicked it up in the air, pops it straight up. He'll come down at the Crusader 47-yard line. Claus will call for the fair catch. You know, Fisher was looking over the sideline when they snapped that football, and the good thing he looked back real quick, was able to catch it. Otherwise, it would have sailed right past him.
26-yard punt, no return. Crusaders with excellent field position once again will start at their own 48-yard line, and look at their field in this football game. Central's averaging field position in Toronto territory.
1st and 10, Crusaders at their own 48 with 5:35 left to go in the half. Claus back to pass, looking right side, fires out to Lewis, caught to 45, slips and then falls down at the 40-yard line, being tackled. They'll have enough for the 1st down as they pick up 12 on the completion.
Lewis showed the same type of hands I saw last evening from DeJovi Platt, who was, he just had glue fingers last evening, and Lewis has really come around as the wideout. Marook was the early threat, then Marook got injured, and boy, Lewis really stepped it up.
Danny Lewis, 2nd catch for 20 yards on the season. He's got 23 catches now. 1st and 10 Crusaders from the Red Knight 40-yard line. Single receiver split right side. It'll be handoff, first man through his ice, big hole, 35, 30-yard line, still on his feet, down at the 26.
But the dreaded yellow flag is at the 34 in the holding area. They almost ran over the umpire who stands behind the line of scrimmage, and he's the guy that normally calls the holding penalty.
Sometimes that's why those guys have such big holes, because of the holding penalty, and it is against the Crusaders.
Now the flag will say is at the 35
yards on the ground now for the Crusaders.
Boy, we are exactly even on stats tonight, brother. You're doing a pretty good job.
That's because I'm not keeping time in possession. 1st and 14 for the Crusaders at the 44-yard line. Benji Claus rolling, looking downfield, pass across the middle, complete the Lawyer at the 35. Falls forward to the 33-yard line. So they'll pick up about 11 of those yardage back.
Now they spot him at the 34, Jags. Give him 10, but Claus now has hit his last 3 passes after going 0 for 2.
Now an official timeout. And they're coming over to the sideline to talk about something. Right now in the Ohio State game, it's 14-14 as they are in the 2nd period. Now they're officials saying something to Coach Farrar.
2 possessions, and they're going for their 3rd score.
2nd and 4, Twins left side. Lewis and Marook with Ice and Burcone in the backfield. Burcone will get the handoff right side. He's met right at the 34. Falls forward to about the 33 for a pickup of 1. It's going to bring 3rd down and 3.
And Cernansky in on quite a few tackles.
Laurie will be split to the right side, Lewis left side. Claus Claus on 3rd and a couple. Back to pass. Looking across. Quick out. Complete to Lewis at the 27. Lewis knocked down as he falls down there. Just tapped down. They will have a first down, as they will pick up 6 yards on the completion.
That was an excellent call because the Red Knights jumped into a 6-man front. We're coming out with an all-out blitz, and you got to get rid of the ball quickly, and that's exactly what Claus did.
4th first down for the Crusaders. They'll have it 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line with 3:19 and a moving second period clock. Lewis lines up at right 10 in this time, and Marook is split left side. Benji turns around to adjust Jason Gary. Long count. Handoff to Gary. Gary, big hole, 20-yard line, 15, 10, all the way down to the 8.
And that's why he adjusted him. It was a little counter play. He faked to the fullback and went to the second guy. And Jags and I could have ran through that hole because it was a big, big hole. Give him a gain down to the 9, they say, his knee. Swearingen, the touchdown-saving tackle. That's an 18-yard pickup.
Coming up at halftime, both bands and the Unibank halftime scoreboard show.
And Lewis and Clark are back in at double tights.
1st and goal at the 9. Handoff Gary, met right at the line of scrimmage, plunges his way forward for about another yard down to the 8.
The hitter was 58, Brian Vukovic, the nose guard.
Danny Lewis again at right 10 end. Clark at left tight end. Marook, the lone wideout on the left side. Hand off to Ice as he fights his way to the 5-yard line before he's knocked down. It's going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 5, a pickup of 3 for Brandon Ice.
Good job by Justin Cernansky. 140 against Ice, who's listed at 195, and I think is a lot bigger. And what he did was he hit
from the 5-yard line. Again, Lewis and Clark at tight end. Single wide out. Claus fakes the handoff, rolling right, looking into the end zone, throws, pass is tipped and knocked down. Getting in there for the Red Knights, it looks like it's number 56. That's Chris Finley.
And he did the job by getting his hands up because the receiver, I think, intended was tight end Clark, and he was open on a double pattern over there with he and Lewis, and Lewis and Clark. And Finley got his hands up. He couldn't get to Benji Claus, who's going to attempt the field goal, so he did the second best thing, throw the hands up.
They're right in the middle of the field, so the line of scrimmage is a 5. They'll put it down at the 12, which makes this just a little bit more than an extra point, a 22-yard attempt.
That broke up a 4 straight completion set for Claus.
Petrozzi will hold. Snap's a good one. Placement down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 1:24 left to go first half. 17-0 Crusader lead. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
He scores.
11 play of that drive that time. Tuttle will kick it off again, and his kick is high and pretty deep this time. It'll be taken by Fisher at the 2-yard line. Slips, comes over to 5, 10, 15, cuts back into the middle, and falls at the 20.
And your man that made the tackle on the last kickoff, 87, Ben Tarr, makes the hit again. He looks to be an outstanding special teams player.
Right up
First time, 33-yard line. But since then, their best field position has been their 22-yard line. 3 times they've started at the 21.
They've yet to get a first down. There's a handoff to Swearingen. Fights his way back up to the line of scrimmage before a scrum of Crusaders drive him back.
Oh, you stole my word, scrum. I tell you what, doesn't appear that Justin Walker will return. And Toronto really hurting at the running back position because if they've run
inside the 22-yard line with 30 seconds remaining in the half, 17-0 Crusader lead. Wideouts on both sides. They'll hand off again to Swearingen. This time a little bit more of a hole. He gets out to the 24. He'll pick up a couple more. And that could possibly be the final play of the half as the clock is down to 15 seconds in Toronto as they have the whole first half. Not in a hurry to get the play in.
Well, Central could, if they wanted, call the timeout, but they will not do that. Bobby Moore saying, hey, we're down 17-zip. We lost our number 1 tailback. We'll just run a couple of plays and end the first half trail in 17.
Just about getting a couple of minutes away from getting started for second half action. Crusaders in this series have won the last 6 ball games dating back to 1976. They had a break there after the 1979 season. They didn't play until 92. Toronto Crusaders won that 29-20, and then the last 2 games have been not very close, 27-8 and then 29-6 last year, and it's 17-0 this year. But I talked to Bobby Morris earlier this week, and they like this rivalry. It's right down the river. In fact, last year the Crusaders needed to beat Toronto as the last game of the season to make the playoffs, and they appreciate good football down in Toronto, and Bobby Morris likes coming up there, and he likes playing these guys.
I remember that game well because it was a gutsy performance by the Toronto quarterback, Mark Kelly, who was playing with one leg, as I recall. He had a real bad ankle sprain, and that game was tight into the 4th quarter when the Crusaders broke it open. Here it was tight into the 2nd quarter as we were scoreless, but Central broke loose for 17, and that's where
Wellsville too. But we're underway, 3rd period, and the kick is high, and it's going to be short, taken by Tarr at the 28-yard line, breaks field, going over the right side, trying to get some blockers. Up to the 30, 32, finally cuts up 35, breaks the tackle out to the 38-yard line. Before he's pulled down there, the Crusaders are in a pretty good field position to start off the 2nd half.
Well, Ben Tarr received the ball on the left side of the football field, and he almost traveled 50 yards across the field and did a pretty good job of running the football there as he tried to pick up some blocks, and Central again starts with pretty fair field position.
17-0 Crusader lead at the half, and now we begin 3rd period action. The Crusaders' first play from scrimmage. Claus will roll left side, looking downfield, still looking. Got him. Pass over top, looking. Complete to Clark at the 45, 40, down at the 36-yard line.
Nice pattern run by tight end Clark as he went down, out, and up. And had Claus's pass been able to lead him, he might have been off to the races. Otherwise, it's a nifty gain on 1st down as Claus, after missing his first 2 passes, has hit 5 of his last 6.
Pickup of 27 yards, then the 1st down for the Crusaders at the 35-yard line. Claus with that nice up and out pass, putting a lot of air under it. Clark running underneath it. 1st and 10 Crusaders at the 35. Claus long count. Hands off second man through Gary. Big hole down to the 35, and he's buckled under there down to the 30. He'll pick up 5 yards. Does Jason Gary, 26 yards now on 5 carries for him. Look, yeah, he started getting up a little bit limp, and they bent him over backwards.
Yeah, that's a tough situation.
They'll take him out of the football game. Ice will check in, as does number 22, Joe Lucchino, seeing his first action of the night.
We saw Lucchino come in against Beaver Local and look outstanding in the 4th quarter.
Rourke and Lewis will be split right side. Petrozzi at left tight end. And Claus back to pass. Rolling right, looking downfield, being pressured. Throws on the run. Pass is caught inside the 20, knocked out of bounds at the 18-yard line is Danny Lewis. So they'll take it from the 35
to the 18, give him 17 if he went out of bounds at the 18. Actually, they're marking him out of bounds at the 17.
Well, he's at the from the 30 to the 17, of 13 yards. 10 Crusaders at the 17-yard line, and they're spreading the ball a little bit. Clark has a reception, Moyer has a reception, Lewis with 4. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. Receivers on both sides. Flag comes in. Before anybody can get started, you might have a delay of game. You might have movement. And the illegal procedure against the Crusaders. So 3rd period, just getting started. Crusaders opening drive. They started at the 38. They're down to the 22. On 1st and 15, Claus short drop, looking left side, throws out, open to Marook at the 15, Marook at the 10, to the 5, to the 3. Nice move to get away from the defender, and he picks up extra yardage down to the 3, but there's a flag back at the 28.
Yeah, he broke away from Timmy Fisher with a little shake and bake move.
6 penalties for the Crusaders. It's 1st down and 30. They need to get to the 12-yard line.
I see a screen here or a draw.
Actually, it's the 8. 1st down, and they will take it to Lucchino. Lucchino breaks the tackle, 35, knocked down at the 34.
Should I be an offensive coordinator? It was a draw, James.
See, that's me. I go for the jugular. 4-yard pickup, 2nd down, and 25 or 26. They need to
go to Central's credit. They've been rolling him out a lot.
2nd down, Twins left side. That is Marook and Lewis. Split backs. Claus, short drop again. Pass out to Marook at the 35. Marook at the 30, breaking tackle, knocked out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
Fisher drove him out of bounds. Little flanker screen with the Lewis blocking and Marook trying to shake and bake a little bit. Excellent speed and quickness.
First catch for Marook. That's good for 8 yards. That'll bring up third down and 19. Receivers. Clark is tight end left. Lucchino still in the backfield. And Claus rolling right, looking downfield, still rolling, being pressured. On the run, lets it fly. Man open in the end zone. Caught, touchdown. Danny Lewis.
Boy, Benji showed a strong arm, Jags, as he was rolling back to about his 38-yard line on the run, and it was a bomb.
26-yard completion for the touchdown to Danny Lewis. And the Crusaders increase their lead to 23-0 for Danny Lewis. That is his 5th reception for 65 yards and his 2nd touchdown. 9:13 remaining in the 3rd period. Claus will attempt the extra point. Petrozzi will hold. Snap. The placement, the kick is up, and Benji hooks this one. It's going to be no good. So with 9:13 remaining in the 3rd period, Crusaders 23, Red Knights nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Yards overall. So Tuttle will kick it off, and this time his kick is a line drive. It'll be taken by Swearingen at the 5, up over 10 to 15, 20, trying to fight his way. 25-yard line. He'll be met there and stopped, and the Red Knights will take over 1st and 10. Knights at the 26.
Your boy from Michigan got hurt again. In fact, he didn't even play. They said he was going to play. Your quarterback
could have used him, well, evidently. 1st and 10, Peters back to pass. Across the middle, pass is caught, but intercepted by Lewis. He pulls it away inside the 20 to 15, 10, 5.
No, they blew the whistle. They blew the whistle, and I don't know who they give it to. I think they're going to give it to the offense.
They're going to say 2nd down, but nobody was down. They were wrestling for the football.
Is that the inadvertent whistle?
Nobody was down, so how do you stop the play?
Coach Farrar getting an explanation.
We're giving an explanation.
It was one of those tussles. The wide receiver, I think, was Fisher. It looked like he had it. He and Lewis were tangled up. They did a little 360 spin, and Lewis came up with it, broke a tackle, and took off for the end zone. But they're going to say simultaneous possession belongs to the offense. But again, Jags' point was nobody was down. So it's going to be a pass completion for 6 yards.
And that's Petrus's first completion of the night. 2nd and 4 for the Red Knights out at the 32-yard line. Handoff, 2nd man Swearingen fights and stumbles his way out to about the 34-yard line. It's going to be about a yard or two short of the 1st down. Making a yard, a pickup of 3.
Clark and Petrozzi made the stop. Red Knights looking for their first down, and this will be their best opportunity at their 34 on 3rd and 2.
Stutler will bring the play in for the Red Knights. On 3rd down, they need to get just outside the 35-yard line. 8:05 remaining 3rd period, 23-0 Crusader lead. Handoff, 2nd man Swearingen again has the 1st down out to the 43-yard line where he's pulled down there. So he'll pick up good yardage and give the Red Knights their first down.
At the 9-yard pickup with a nice lead block by new fullback Steve Oholick, who has replaced the old fullback Mike Swearingen, who is more of a tailback style at 150 pounds. And I was going to mention previous to that run, I like the way Swearingen hits the hole. He runs hard.
Swearingen and Oholick in the backfield again. Twins to the right side. Handoff to pitch out to Swearingen. 40, 42. Bobbles off. Ball picked up by Ice. Ice on his way. 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Brandon Ice. Ice showed some pretty good speed. Bad break for the Red Knights. Swearingen had the ball pop up and right into the hands of Brandon Ice somewhere near the 40-yard line. So Brandon Ice takes it 40 yards on the fumble recovery, and the Crusaders tack on another touchdown here in the 3rd period with 7:28 left to go, and it's now 29-0.
Now's the time to switch to...
Dennis, a right-footed soccer-style kicker. Snaps a good one. Placement down. The kick is up, and Dennis splits the upright. 7:28 remaining in the third period. The Crusaders lead it 30-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Happened to be right there and streaked at 43 for the score.
Tuttle kicks it up high and deep, and Fisher will take it at the 5. Going left side, now coming up the middle, 15-20, before he's smothered by Tomochik, and the Crusaders nail him at the 20.
And once again, the Red Knights with very weak field position.
For the Red Knights, clock starts to run with 7:15 remaining in the third period, 30-0. Oh, what a collision.
Central starting the second half much quicker than they did the first half, where they were scoreless in the first quarter.
Handoff, second man through Swearingen, went at the line of scrimmage and driven back. A couple of Crusaders getting in there.
Tuttle won, and bottom of the pile.
I tell you what, coming into the play was Derek Thorne, and he ran right into Frank Moyer, and that was probably maybe one of the hardest hits we've seen tonight.
Thorne about 260 and Lawyer about 160.
Swearingen give him a gain of 1, second and a long 9.
Your man, I think, just checked in.
The Dukester, is he in there? No,
that was Campana, 74.
Second down and a long 9. Man in motion left side, Peters back to pass. Looking left, throwing across the middle, pass is complete. And out to the 30-yard line. Oh, there's a late hit. There comes the flag.
The receptor of the late hit. How about 3 of them? In fact, one of the officials hit the Crusader in the headgear with his flag, and he's down. And that's not from really the flag. And
no, another
flag flying out of there.
Well, I think somebody said something back. Pass completed. Was it Stutler the catch?
Yeah, Stutler got the grab. Nice drill that time by Bobby Petrus.
Pickup of, where they mark him down at? 31, 32?
A Crusader that's down. Well, Coach Farrar in one of the officials' faces, he's not too happy. Maybe there was a block thrown in there as they were trying to drag the tackler down. I don't know. But he's not too happy.
Yeah, he might be saying he wants that guy thrown out. That was blatant and late. So while the play has been stopped on the field, let's take time out. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Let's play a game. I'll say some words, and you guess what.
One of the Crusaders said something.
Yeah.
And that was the second flag. So be 1st and 10.
For some reason, they move it 15, and they move it back up 15. So they 1st and 10, back to pass. Peters steps up, pass down the sideline, intended and almost caught by Stutler down at the 43, but it goes out of bounds, incomplete.
Pretty nice touch that time by Bob.
Minutes after 9 o'clock. 2nd and 10, Red Knights. Alvis split right side. Man in motion is Fisher to the left side. Now he stops. Peters pitches back to Swearingen. Swearingen's met in the backfield and drops.
Yep, firing through. One of the outside people diagnosing the play was Ben Tarr.
He's all over the place tonight. They drop him back. Line of scrimmage was a 30. He'll lose 3 back to the 27. 3rd and 13 for the Red Knights. Twins left, right side. Single receiver to the left. Peters back to pass, setting up. Now we're having a rolling right, being pressured. Tuttle grabs him, sacks him.
At least his second and possibly his 3rd sack.
Back to the 20-yard line. So they'll lose some yardage there. That's going to bring up 4th down. 7-yard loss for Peters. And it'll bring up 4th down. The Red Knights will have to kick the football away with 5:10 left to go in the third period. 30-0, Crusader lead.
Chad Biggio is checked into the Crusader defensive secondary. In at linebacker is Matt Gould, 188-pound sophomore.
Snap is high. Fisher gets his kick away. Nice kick this time, and Rourke calls for the fair catch at the 46-yard line of the Red Knights. Fans want contact, but no call made. It's a 26-yard punt. Changes, and Petrozzi will take over at quarterback. 63, Duke Ford in the game for the Crusaders.
The Duke.
Ferroni's in the game. Lawyer split right side. Lucchino and Ice in the backfield. 1st and 10 Crusaders at the 46. Handoff, second man, Lucchino picking, finding his way, 40-yard line, breaks the tackle, 35, drops at the 33-yard line. So he'll pick up about 12 Make it 13.
Well, I'm going to tell you that we got a flag, though, at the 44. There was not much room for Lucchino to slice through that.
If he gets one in this game, we'll give him the record by himself. First and 25 at the 47-yard line. Petrozzi at quarterback for the Crusaders. Lawyer split right side. Lucchino and Ice and Tomochik. He'll get the call, and he'll get down to about the 46, maybe the 45. A pickup of 1 to the 46 for Tomochik, his first carry of the night.
Central's lineups. 32 to wide receiver for Catholic Central, Troy Dennis.
Ferroni split left side, Dennis on the right side. Pitch back to Lucchino, looking for running room at the 30-45, down to the 42. Another flag down at the 44.
Been a flag covered third quarter. It's a long quarter. 3:58 to go. Central on top, 30-0.
Yeah, really, they could probably throw a flag on every play. But the officials call timeout as there is an injured Red Knight on the field. Penalty against the Crusaders. The holding B2, so he actually lost a yard, right?
If they have the flag at the 44.
3:48 remaining third period. It's second down and a bunch. 31. Petrozzi slipping a tackle up over to 45, 50-yard line. Nice move, 45, 40. Cuts to the inside, 35, 30. It's a foot race down to the 20, to the 15, inside the 10. Touchdown, Joe Petrozzi. Well, Joe Petrozzi was not to be denied as he left a half-dozen Red Knights on the Harding Stadium turf as he broke tackles. That was a passing play. He was under pressure. He tucked it under his left arm and did a tremendous job as another Crusader limps off injured. The third touchdown for the Crusaders in this period on a 54-yard run by Joe Petrozzi on third and a bundle.
Third and 31.
Troy Dennis will come on now to try the extra point. Crusaders call timeout with 3:26 remaining in the period as they set up for this extra point, but we'll keep it here since action tonight among them the Buckeyes.
Your beloved Buckeyes?
Well, actually my beloved team bit the dust again. Something about them Spartans, they just can't beat them. Troy Dennis will attempt the extra point, and Petrozzi, who is probably out of breath, will hold. Snap, placement, kick is up, and Troy Dennis just puts it right through.
Oh, out of the stadium.
3:26 to go in the third period. Crusaders now lead it 37-0. You realize that I have scored all 37 points. Crusaders, that looks like 88, Eric Taylor.
And we will have a lot of substitutes in the game for both squads, although Toronto does not have a whole lot of substitutes because of the many injuries the Red Knights had suffered throughout this season.
They have a 30-man roster that we have in the program tonight. 9 seniors, 8 juniors, 5 sophomores, 8 freshmen. I don't think there's that many over there tonight because of all the injuries.
They've got about 23 players, I think. I counted about 12 extra on the bench.
Kick is away. It's high and short, and Swearingen will take it at the 18-yard line, up over to 20, 25, 30-yard line, out to the 33 before he's dropped there. So the Red Knights will have it first and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Should be a whole new defensive unit in for the Crusaders.
42, Robert Orsini is in there for the Crusaders. Baruch's still in there. Also 54, Matt Gould. Dennis is in there.
Matt Torney? No, these numbers are so small.
79, Derek Thorne.
It's hard to see the program.
7, Chad Biggio. Peters back to pass across the middle. Pass is picked off. Intercepted by Gould at the 45 to 30. 35, 30, 25, 20, and down finally at about the 16-yard line. I lost track of the yard markers for a second. So Gould intercepts the pass, takes it all the way down to the 16. I can't see because there's this big thing in front of me, and then all the players going by. I couldn't tell what the yard markers were.
Well, Gould in an excellent standing field position. 2:35.
In a moving third period clock, wideouts on both sides. Lucchino in the backfield for Petrozzi under center. Long snap count. And they will blow the whistle. Delay. Took a long time on the count, so they'll back them up 5 more. Coach Farrar, when I talked to him next on the coach's show, 1st and 15 now as the ball is spotted at the 20. And a Crusader lineman moves. Mike Campana, a little start. First down, and Petraza will hand off. First man, Orsini, fighting his way inside the 25 down to about the 23. Lining up at tight end is Eric Taylor, 88. Second down and 18. Pitch back to Lucchino going left side. 25-yard line. Following his blocks at the 20. 15. Knocked out of bounds at about the 12. Nice run by Lucchino. He did a nice job of just following his blocker all the way down the field.
He seems to have a good vision as a sophomore running back. We mentioned him earlier in the year, and he shined in the second half against Beaver Local, and so far he has run the ball very well this evening. Had a nice gain taken back because of a penalty.
He picks up 11 there. He's got 28 yards on 3 carries. Dennis split right side. Ferroni lines up at right tight end. Lucchino and Orsini in the backfield. It'll be Lucchino again. Inside the 10-yard line, dives down to about the 7.
Oh, he's got quick feet, Jax.
It's going to be a little short of the first down.
He can duck under you, and he can get lost behind the fullback who's leading on that blast play, as well as any linemen that are out in front of him. Near the 5.
Pavlik is split to the right side this time. 4th down.
Less than 3.
Hand off to Lucchino. Breaks into the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fights his way. He's in. Touchdown. 5-yard, make it a 7-yard touchdown run for Joe Lucchino. And the Crusaders have upped their lead now to 43-0 with 51 seconds remaining in the 3rd period.
Central did not get a first down on their first 2 possessions, Jag. Since then, the Crusaders have had the football 6 times, and 6 times they have scored.
Petraza will hold again. For the snap, it's a good one. Placement down, the kick is up, and once again he splits it right through the upright. 51 seconds remaining. The Crusaders lead it by a score of 44-0. On a long drive, and eventually it takes a toll the other way around. Taylor's kick is away. It's short. It'll be taken by Fisher at the 19-yard line, up over 20, 25, 30-yard line. Breaks to the outside, 35, 40, 45. Head on tackle, driven out of bounds right at midfield.
Mike Zukoski making the next stop. Fisher gets by him. He might have been gone.
Sean Coleman, one of the defensive linemen for the Crusaders in the game now, as we try to get all the numbers for you. 1st and 10 Red Knights at the 48-yard line. Hand off to Swearingen. Fights his way down to the 45 of forward progress. The flag comes in late. Hits one of the Red Knights in the back.
Derek Thorne made the defensive play.
They fired in flags in there.
It's twice we've had a flag hit a player.
Happened years ago where an official threw a flag and went right through the face mask and hit a Cleveland Brown guy right at...
That can't make the coaching staff happy.
1st and 10 from the 30-yard line.
3rd first down for the Red Knights.
Hand off, first man through. O'Halleck fights his way down near the 25-yard line. He'll pick up 5, maybe 6. They'll mark him at the 24.
O'Halleck normally a tight end at 205, one of the few seniors on the roster, running pretty hard that time on his first carry. And athletes transferred to Weir High.
And that's the end of the 3rd period with their score. Catholic Central 44, Toronto nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. The second half.
Yeah.
And they've done that several times this year. But, you know, a touchdown drive here would really do a lot, I think, to boost the morale on the team.
Deep man Swearingen finds a hole. He's into the secondary. 15, dropped it to 12. 1st and 10, Red Knights. As they're driving.
Knights in this football game, all of them coming here in the second half.
3 wide receivers, 2 right, 1 left. The backs are in an eye. O'Halleck's the fullback. He gets the carry, and he's hit immediately by Derek Thorne, and then there's a holding penalty probably going to be assessed as the flag was thrown right in the center of the line. Duke Ford helped out Derek Thorne. Nope, it's motion on the offense. It's 44-0 Crusaders. backfield. Fisher lined up at tight end.
On him. Oh, there you go.
Biggio's over there to cover that lone receiver out at the left side, or right side. Deep handoff, Swearinger hit the backfield, and he's down. Driving through, making the tackle, Matt Gold, the guy that intercepted the pass. So it'll be second and very long as the loss is back to the 20-yard line. Have 16 in the air, so a total offense of 30 coming on 31 plays. Back to pass, Petrus. He's hit, floats it up, may be intercepted. Biggio grabs it at the 7. He's to the 10. He reverses field. He's at the 15 and down. Not Robbie Petrus's fault. As he was getting ready to throw, he was popped, and it just floated up there. And Chad Biggio, the 6-foot, 152-pound sophomore defensive back, comes up with the grab. That is the second straight interception on the last 2 passes. And Biggio trots back in, and he will run the Crusader squad at quarterback.
Crusaders are going to call a timeout.
Yeah, that had been penalized because of delay of game. We're going to keep it here. We've used most of our spots.
Yeah, I think we are pretty much out, except for maybe one. But
they messed up, and River was kept out of the playoffs when they should have been in the playoffs. Somebody figured the points wrong. Pro I for Biggio. There's somebody from the Red Knights in the neutral zone, and Toronto will be penalized 5. It'll be 1st and 5 at the 20 as your beloved Buckeyes are leading the game now and nothing to lose after losing to rival Michigan State today.
Oh, God.
At the 10, Biggio has his squad in a Pro I. He almost lost the snap, and I think he gets it to Lucchino, who's buried at the 10. And 14.
Also in for the Crusaders, number 30. That is Ryan Potenzini.
Here's a toss. Lucchino on the sweep, getting the lead block, crosses the 10, out of bounds. As he's driven out of bounds by that Robbie Petrus playing the defensive secondary, 19.
He's limping, too. Very well. Lucchino now with 7 carries, 45 yards to burst into second place on the Crusader chart after Petrozzi's 54 yards and came on 1 run.
Many times we've seen the officials roll the clock when people go out of bounds when you have a score of 44-0. There goes Lucchino on another pitch, and there goes another flag as Frankie gets out to the 25-yard line for 10, but for the second or third time when he's had an excellent gain, a flag has been thrown. Brian Vukovic made the stop. Looks like another holding on the Crusaders, and nothing central at the half. They tacked on 27 in a wild third quarter, lead at 44-0. Here's the I backfield. Here's Biggio rolling out on a quarterback keeper, crosses the 10, and hit hard at the 15-yard line by 4 white-shirted Red Knights.
First guy getting in there for
That's
the
Petrus
Red Knights.
again? No,
58. Brian Vukovic.
Yeah, he's made the assumption is he's going to be the punter.
Yep. So there's a little short guy comes in finally.
Troy Dennis is a 145-pound junior. Good snap. Dennis, end over end, will bounce at the 40, a sort of side bounce, spinning, rolling. Be downed at the Crusader 43-yard line, 27-yard punt, and no return. We'll start at the Crusader 43-yard line.
Still looking to punch one in here. They got 7.5 minutes left.
Second time in a row they've started in Crusader territory after the fine Fisher kickoff return last time. Swearingen gets the handoff, and Derek Thorne gets Swearingen at the 42. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Slight sprain and nothing more serious. We don't really know what it was, but we felt it was some type of leg injury. 3 wide receivers. Petrus pitches. Here's Swearingen trying to get to the outside. Beats the first man. Swearingen over the 40 down to the 35, short of the first down. As finally grabbing him was 53, Matt Torney, 166 sophomore linebacker. 4-0 Crusaders. They will finish the regular season at 8-2 and await the playoffs. Ohalik has the first down, drags tacklers with him. The big fullback gets down to the 31-yard line and will give the Red Knights their 5th first down as Bringing him down was 87, Ben Tarr. At the 228, a junior. At the 31, two wide receivers right, single receiver left. The backs are split. There's a dive play to Oholic. He drags a couple of tacklers with him as they're trying to pull him back, and Steve is pulling them forward, and he'll get to the 29.
He was like one of them big horses or ox with a big hoe attached to him, and they tried to drag the field, and he just pulled forward and picked up about 3 yards out of it.
Sean Coleman, the defensive tackler, and I thought I saw 56 in there making a stop. Daly. Give him 3 to the 28, 2nd and 7. One-step drop, quick flip out to the wide receiver, making the grab is Fisher, but quickly being put down by one of the Crusader defensive backs on the far side, Orsini. I think he's a linebacker. Orsini, Robert, making an excellent play, holding it to a 2-yard completion at the 26. It'll be 3rd and 4. Robbie Petrus. Twin receivers left this time, single receiver right. The backs are in an eye. Here's the toss left side. Swearingen cuts it over left end, and he's quickly upended by Ben Tarr, who submarined him. And it'll be a gain of only 1 down to the 25. It'll bring up a 4th down with 4:35 to go in the contest. Of course, alternating 4 guys at that wide out, and normally 3 of them are split. 2 left, 1 right. High back, 3-step drop. Petrus, sideline pattern, excellent defensive play by Chad Biggio, knocking it away from Tim Fisher at the first down marker. Biggio with an outstanding defensive play, able to get his right arm out there, tip it away, and not put the old left arm on the back as they are.
A great defensive play to swat it away with the one hand.
Central at their own 25. Biggio's the quarterback. Orsini the fullback. Biggio with a quarterback sneak. We've got a flag. Is that motion, or what is that? That was a quick snap, or I don't know.
I don't know what the call was. I mean, the only guy the quarterback Biggio just stood there for a second, but
maybe he saw nobody over the center and he was going to take it on a quick snap procedure against the Crusaders. That is, let's see, 78 is just checked in, and I don't have a 78. I'd like to get all the kids in that we can get in. Biggio hands to Lucchino on the blast with Orsini blocking, and Lucchino gets the 5 back from the penalty. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 25 with 3:50 to go. Travis Oholic in the Red Knight defensive lineup. 77, J.C. Joyson in there, and another flag.
Crusaders jumped. I'm running out. I have no room left here for any more penalties.
15th penalty for 125. The ball back to 5-yard penalty as Pavlik is one wide receiver for the Crusaders. Zukoski's the other. This time the backs are split. Hand off to Lucchino over the right side. Excuse me. Is that Ferroni, number 20?
30.
30. Well, I knew it was somebody other than at the central 26-yard line, where the Crusaders leading 44-0 as Doug Zorn is at a wide receiver for the Crusaders. Handoff first man, it's the fullback. He gets into the secondary. That's Potenzini, and he appears to have a first down as he crosses the 35-yard line. Coming up with the football, but too late for the Red Knights was 81, and we don't have a number on him in the program. No, I've missed on first downs, Jags. How many you got? 14. I have 13, and you're probably right. Pro eye for sophomore quarterback Chad Biggio with 2:10 to go in the contest. Biggio to his tailback, right side. That's Lucchino. Lucchino gets over the 40 to the 42 as he's got some real quick feet. Brought down by
number 11, Doug Zorn, as you mentioned.
2nd and 4, 1:35 to go. Split backs this time. Handoff, deep man running left side. Mike Snyder. Snyder crosses the 45, close to the first down at the 46-yard line before Vukovic brings him down. Right. Kurt Wargo in at defensive tackle for the Red Knights. 45 in the secondary, and I don't have a 45. Biggio with a quarterback sneak, breaks into the secondary. He's at the 45, he's at the 40, it's a foot race. 35-30, 25-20. He breaks the tackle. 15, dives down inside the 10. Chad Biggio on a straight quarterback sneak somehow broke out of the scrum, and he travels inside the 10. They spot him down at the Red Knight 7-yard line. That's 40. Let's see, he started at the 46, so 43 and 4, that's 47. And all of a sudden, Central's got 267 yards on the ground. But we've got 42 ticks to go, and they can probably run one more play.
They may even just go to a knee.
That would be a possibility.
That would be a nice gesture. But
Biggio will step back and drop to the knee. Then he's hit by a Red Knight, and there's a flag. So what he did was he stepped back about 2 or 3 yards. That way nobody jumps on you. And then he went down to his knee, and then one of the Red Knights hit him. So
called for, but it will happen.
So it's first and goal at the 5. And he'll snap it and kneel down again. And the contest will come to a close as the Crusaders will finish in Craig Farrar's first year at 8-2, and will await the playoff message as they will get the phone call sometime tomorrow, and we'll let you know here on 1340 WSTV. The Red Knights